Hey all, this is Tom, and welcome back for another HellfireComms Patreon Q&A, this time for the month of January in 2019. Yes, we're still backlogged and whatnot, but we're working through things at a pretty quick pace now, so even though they might be a bit delayed, they're still coming, which is better than not, I suppose. Let's get on with the questions for this month, shall we? First one comes to us from Mauricio Cuervo. With the exception of Danganronpa and Virtue's Last Reward series, because they are always the answer every time I ask this on a podcast, what are some games / anime / movies that you expected something okay-ish, but the further you went on, the more it was vastly different than you thought it was going to be? Thanks. Thank you for your question, Mauricio. I'm going to assume you mean, like, did it turn out to be, like, worse or better than I expected? I always answer like Xenoblade for games and whatnot, so, I guess, what's a movie that I watched that I wasn't expecting to like as much as I did? Inside Out might be a good one, because it is sort of a shallow film, but it really touched me in a way that not many movies do, and it's one of the only movies ever to get me to cry, because it touched me on a level regarding stuff I was going through at the time, and still am to a degree. So I expected it to be okay. I didn't expect it to like it as much as I did do. And same for other stuff. Like even JoJo, I expected to be pretty cool going in, but I was just blown away by how much I liked it and whatnot. So this is why I tried to go into stuff with like an open mind and whatnot, and try to see the good in everything. Because if you allow yourself to be open to these sorts of possibilities, you may find stuff you never knew you'd like, you know, or even love, even. So, yeah, there you go, Mark. Those are your questions, or question, singular, answered. Thank you for sending one in. Next question comes to us from Cruel12. What are the devices that you use to record your playthroughs, both for editing and getting the game footage? My game capture hardware is a AverMedia portable. I think it's like the LGP portable. Let me look to this up here while my cat snakes his way around my legs and whatnot. Isn't that right? He's not going to meow for the microphone. Yeah, the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable. It's a finicky beast, at least for me, but it gets the job done. I really would like an Elgato, but unfortunately my computer isn't powerful enough to use one of those. So yeah, that's what I use for that. For editing, I use Sony Vegas Pro 11 and Pro 13. I kind of mix and match stuff and whatnot. And yeah, and in terms of a microphone, I actually use the same mic I've had for the past 10 years, honestly. Really should get a new one, but you know, bills to pay with Patreon stuff first, and then like commentary devices and so on. Here we go. The Microsoft Live Chat LX3000 headset, black, just in case you need to know the colour. It's £21, so yeah, there's a little thing if you want to know how much my microphone costs. It's not a good one, it's too sharp for my liking, but there you go. That's the device I use, Cruel. Thank you for your question. Next question comes to us from Shadow Reaper, and it's quite the edgy one. If you could burn an effigy of the thing that annoyed you the most this past year, what would it be? You can pick abstract concepts too. Bonus points if you describe what your effigy would look like. Oh, yeah, oh, he wants to answer the question as well, good boy. It would probably be schedule slips, stuff like that. So, I guess if we want to put it into JoJo terms, it would be the lock, because it's put a lock on my freedom, as it were. And while it's not really anybody's fault, it is annoying, and, you know, when my OCD gets the better of me, it makes me want to work and work and work, and when I can't, I kind of shut down on myself, you know. So, that would be the thing that annoyed me the most in 2018, and that's why we were a bit backlogged with Patreon stuff. So, we're trying to get, Cinder, do you mind? For God's sake, Cinder. That's not the question I'm supposed to be answering right now. But, yeah, that would be the thing that I would burn as an effigy. The forced procrastination and whatnot. So, thank you, Shadow, for your very edgy question. The ultimate question comes to us from Ronald D. Rankin. If you won the lottery, how would you spend the money? I would make sure my mum was comfortable for the rest of her life. I would probably buy a house for myself and full-time care for her just for when I wasn't around and whatnot. Treat all my friends. Go to America, definitely. If the Patreon ever reaches, say, like $1,500 a month, I will start saving up and I'll hold a fan get together at a convention. And one, I can see my cat Cinder out the corner of my eye. He is trying to get my attention. You furry bastard. What are you? Yes, you are. You are a furry boy. But yeah, just creature comforts and whatnot, and make sure like me and my mum could live comfortably and so on, and allow me to have the resources to take care of her when she retires. So thank you, Ronald, for your question. And last question comes to us from Nocturne Privagini. What are yours and Mexie's opinion on Majora's Mask and Majora's Mask 3DS? I'll start with me. I love the original Majora's Mask, but I understand why people don't because of the time management aspect, and I think in that regard Majora's Mask 3DS actually beats it out in terms of quality of life features, but it also makes stuff a bit worse, like the swimming as a Zora is a lot more clunky and doesn't feel as satisfying. The bosses with those weird eye phases aren't as great, and yeah, if you want to play Majora's Mask, I'd recommend you play the original, but if you were to really want to play one that kind of respects your time, as it were, I'd recommend you get the 3DS one, because instead of like teleporting forward 6 hours every time with the Song of Forward Time, you can go in hour increments, which makes it a lot easier to deal with side quests and whatnot. And I actually got a quick message from Mexie here, just to make sure you got your money's worth. He says, I like it a lot. Spooky game, great characters, 85 out of 100, too many heart pieces, Deku Link is best Link. And yeah, there we go. So yeah, thank you guys. This was the January Q&A of 2019 for Patreon, HellfireComms, patreon.com/HellfireComms. Haven't done one of these in a bit, I'm a bit rusty. Also, my cat is really trying to get my attention and is being annoying. That's my PS3, please do not walk around that, even though I don't use it. God, I love that furry bastard, aren't you? You're a furry bastard. Aren't you? Yeah, there you go. I finally got a meow on there. So yeah, if you guys want to ask a question in future, don't forget you can now ask any member of HFC one as well. It's mostly to me, but if you want to ask like someone else's opinion on stuff, feel free. Or if you just want to ask them in general, I can answer, like I can get their answer and whatnot, and you know, talk about it on this for them. So yeah, it's just opening up the Q&A a little bit more. So yeah, if you want to make sure your question is answered on the next one, make sure you pay attention to when I ask for them in the HFC Discord or on Twitter and whatnot. See you next time for another HellfireComms Patreon Q&A. Bye bye.